jockeys' careers are extremely dangerous, and you never know when the next fall is coming. And it's so important to prepare the jockeys for that fall, so that if they find their career is ending, there's something they can do, something that they can find purposeful, enjoyable, and can get their teeth stuck into straight away.
I do think it's whether it's a jockey thing, certainly when I was riding, the career-ending injuries were always, it never happened to me, it always happens to someone else, and there's that kind of arrogance or ignorance or naivety, whatever it is, and I don't ever think, stood here now, I don't think you can ever think too much about what you're going to do when you finish, because it could happen.
I basically fell off a horse in 2005 and on the gallops one Saturday morning and shattered my leg very badly. I was sort of fishing around, what can I do? And the physios had suggested physio, and then once Lisa said, right, this is what you need, this is how you do it, it was great. I was in the zone and focused, and really, and you've also got a sense of pride that you want to do it for them.
Oh, I miss it immensely, but I can't do it anymore, and my injuries would stop me. I'm too old anyway now, but my injury is the fact that my right side isn't fantastic, so the reactions aren't as good, so that's another reason you've got to come to terms with it and say, right, let's just go.
I think I had my fair share of injuries, and during that period when you're injured, I think it's important to get help and go to JETS, pick up the phone, ask them what they would advise. Lisa, for example, came out and saw me 3 or 4 years before I eventually was packed up, and she was a great help and just to help me steer me in the right direction.
It wasn't until I got injured that I started thinking maybe I should do something, and I ended up doing an ECDL, a European Computer Driving Licence, through JETS, which was great. Didn't think I'd do anything with it at the time, but here I am, I'm using computers and now into a company that does heart rate monitoring.
Well, I had to retire, my career was ended by a fall, and for me the recovery was hard, but coming to terms with not actually riding again was harder.
Lisa in particular was a big help, because I'd sort of come to a stage, I was off after I broke my neck, had a bit of time on my hands, well, a lot of time on my hands, and just had a phone call with Lisa and basically met her one day, said what I was thinking about, and then it seemed pretty much before I knew what happened, I was on a plane going to America, to the academy out there, which I'd thought about doing, but I know fine well I would have never got round to doing if I hadn't have actually sat down with Lisa that day and she'd said, you need to do this, this and this, and she didn't bully me into it, but she gave me that kick up the backside that I definitely needed.